So we're at Kerry Park Viewpoint right here. You can see, this is the viewpoint. This is the road that goes up to it, and you just park roadside and you can see it. It's pretty cool. No hike needed. You get a very nice view above the city. So this is a cool place to go. The climb is very, very steep, so better have a car to drive up here. Even with a car, it's kind of sketchy. But if you're walking up here, oh, that's quite a hike. Alright, so here's your viewpoint at Kerry Park, as you can see. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of Vancouver. You see the city down there, and then it goes out and opens up to a little bit of a bay. There's downtown Seattle. Space Needle. Museum of Pop Culture. Rest of the city. And out into the port of Seattle right here. And then out into the harbor. Very cool. So, some tip for Kerry Park is bring your own binoculars, because you can see they have binos up here, like places for viewpoints, but these are like 50 cents. So 50 cents USD. So if you bring your own binos, I mean, it's you just use those. And if you have a nice pair, I think they'd be nicer than the ones they have up here. So do that, and you can take a look down at the city, which is really cool. We actually saw some in the port, some military ships, military Navy warships and everything, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, you can see people actually with the binos on the Space Needle. So the Space Needle's open and people are up there walking around. So right here behind me, this is Amazon headquarters. This is the Sphere, and behind that main building is their actual headquarters. But this kind of whole block is basically Amazon headquarters. This is probably your best view of Amazon headquarters, the Spheres, and the headquarters up there. So we're at Pike Place Market, and over here, this is the growing fish market right here. So it's a big tradition here. They always take fish, they throw it. That's why a lot of people are gathered around to see the show. Pike Place Market, very, very busy, as you can see in here. Lots of nice shops, local stores and everything. Cool waterfront view over here, so let's check that out. Here's your main viewpoint of the Pike Place Market. Very, very busy today, as you can see. Tons of people. Oh, that's busy. Right, here it is, the original Starbucks. As you can see, there's actually a line that leads all the way down here that goes into Starbucks. There's a staff member letting people in, and it's very, very busy here. Everyone's trying to buy something here. You can see the sign also is the OG sign of Starbucks. Very cool. Alright, here we go. Behind me, it's the gum wall over here. So everyone just takes their gum, throws it on this wall. I don't know how the tradition really started, but if you're here, you can also add to the wall if you want to. So we're over here near Bremerton. Bremerton is over there, and there's a naval base over here. So you can see a lot of really, really cool US Navy ships. One is the aircraft carrier in the dry dock right now. It's getting work done. As you can see, it's pretty cool, and you can see, like, I counted at least I think 11 subs, 11 submarines, which is crazy. I've never seen that many submarines. And then over down there earlier where we saw quite a few like destroyers, missile cruisers, and you know, all sorts of like ships that I don't even know the name of. I gotta search some of those up to find out their class, but they sure do look impressive. So it's really cool here, and just nice views overall of like, you know, the waters and everything, calming waves lapping over the shores. Yeah, pretty cool area.
You see the ships there?
So here I am in Hurricane Ridge at Olympic National Park, and the views here are just, oh wow, it's remarkable. It really is something over here. Holy, feels like we're so high up. Like we're basically in the clouds. There's a few clouds kind of around today, and so you don't get an extremely good view. A little bit of smog, or maybe this is smoke from some forest fires or whatever. That's common in forest, and yeah, it's just really nice over here. Holy, look at that! Look how far down that goes. Look how far out you can see. So it was like a 40-minute drive up all the way from Port Angeles. Now we're up here. It's very quiet also up here, you know, not too many people. Today's actually a free day because it's like a park day. So luckily we didn't have to pay the park pass fee. This is beautiful. This is really beautiful. I could spend a long time over here, just relaxing. It's nice. And there was a fire up here, so even though the visitor center, this is the visitor center parking lot. That's where you go for. That's where you go for like, the views and everything. But that's burned down May 2023, so now there's no visitor center. But yeah, drive up here, a few hikes. Very cool.
Want to just try technique? So just we want to be the same height.
Okay, we walked over a ridge. We're right now in a cloud, and it's actually really chilly. It's really chilly up here. Altitude, and the fact that, you know, clouds are usually a little cooler. This would be a nice view if we didn't have so many clouds. But yeah, so you gotta really deal with weather sometimes, you know? You never really know what you're gonna get. So make sure you check the weather. And for us, we only had 3 days, so I mean, we didn't have many choices. But if you come here on a nice clear day, oh, you'll see a lot.
Does that section kind of look walkable?
I don't believe so.
Can I just like turn like a rock?
So we're over here, and it definitely is real chilly over here. So make sure when you come here, bring some layers, because you never know what weather you're gonna get. Especially on these mountains, you just never know. It's better to come prepared.
Wait until the bear comes out.
Yeah, and you hear the growling. Guys, I think I found the visitor center. You can see there was something here. This must have been the front of the visitor center. And beyond this fence, there's your foundation. Look at that. Oh my god. All burned down. Gone. So it probably would have been an outlook from the visitor center out onto these mountains, which would have been nice. Holy, it's crazy. Shows here, yeah, the visitor center burned down. And it wasn't a wildfire, it was actually just a normal fire. But yeah, that's nice back then. And then total loss. Huh. So you can see down there, those are the mountains that we usually see in Victoria. They still have their glaciers and snow on the peaks. Okay, so now we are at the Port Angeles Ferry Terminal. We have pretty much concluded our Seattle trip. It was a good trip, but just the last leg to go get back to Victoria, return the car, and then that will be final. But yeah, we got here at around 8:10, because our ferry leaves at 9:10. So that's when the ferry leaves. So you need to get here an hour early. So we were a little bit rushed coming here. We got here, we cut it really close. So we were like slightly late, but luckily the ferry hadn't come in yet. So I think today it might be a little delayed. But yeah, next time we're not cutting it that close, because it's this is the last ferry. So if we miss this ferry, there's not really anything else we can do unless we decide let's drive all the way back to Seattle to Vancouver, which is, I don't even know how long that would take. Maybe 6 hours of a drive, maybe 7. But yeah, here we are chilling. We got some McDonald's, ate, so we're good. I'm relaxed. I'm happy about this. And right back to Victoria. It's gonna be cool.
Depending on the temperature. Best case scenario.
I'd say it's good there. You think I can afford that?